Hello and welcome to Film Companion South. In this episode, we're going to be talking about Jayaraj's latest film in his Navarasa series, Hasyam, which is a flat-out comic masterpiece. The protagonist is named Japan. That itself is a bit of a joke, and this man is played by Harisree Ashokan. He supplies cadavers to medical colleges so that students can study these corpses and learn about anatomy and other things. Now that's his living, and therefore this matter-of-factness about death has seeped through his very being, and it has seeped through his family as well. His wife Katrina, played by Sabitha, Jayaraj, and their children as well, who know that every time daddy gets a new body to give to the medical college, then they get treats like maybe a KFC meal. At first, it seems very odd that Jayaraj would pick such a subject for the rasa of Hasyam, which is humor. I mean, who thinks it's funny to wait for people to die so that I can get their body and then sell it to a medical college and then make some money? I mean, comedy? But like I said, this is a very funny film, and the humor, if you will, rests on a couple of very existential questions. One is that life itself is very absurd, and we have to laugh through if we need to get through life. And two, and more importantly, here is this existential question. After we die, our bodies, if they are returned to our grieving families, what will happen? It might be burnt, the body may be burnt, in which case it will be consumed by fire. The body may be buried, in which case it will be consumed by worms and insects. But what if we can be useful even after death? What if we can give our bodies to medical colleges so that students can study and improve their medical knowledge and cure more people? That is, we survive in a way through their knowledge. As an aside, given the number of medical colleges in Kerala, Hasyam suggests that there is a severe shortage of cadavers. Now, Hasyam isn't saying Japan is right. It is just saying, why not look at death this way? Why not look at death beyond just the students, for instance, because this is a business transaction after all. If a body is sold, Japan gets some money. Maybe he's able to afford better things for his family. Maybe he can even afford a better house. In other words, what if our death helps someone else to live better? The writing is absolutely brilliant, not just because of the non-stop laughs, but also it's a masterclass on how much can be packed into a mere 75 minutes. The film is filled with small, lovely scenes like the one where the wife wears a new sari, you know where the money came from, right? And she looks into a mirror and Japan comes up from behind her and says she looks like a film star. Varun Krishnan's minimalistic score underlines this moment just so. Now, we empathize completely with Japan and other people like him in this business because they are not shown to be sleazy. They are not shown to be bad, indecent, immoral people. The film's tone is an absolute marvel, the film's cast is an absolute marvel, and it is filled with actors young and old. Like life around us, we get people who are very young, we get people who are middle-aged, we get people who are old, we get people with various conditions. Jayaraj is never trying to make us cry, even when a woman looks at the corpse of her husband. And this is a beautiful, superb echo scene. And there is another echo scene that I'm going to talk about where at the first, you get a train that is coming towards us, towards the camera, and at the end the train goes in the reverse direction, away from us, away from the camera, and we think, what is life but a brief stop between two stations? I don't like to spoil last scenes, but I have to talk about this last scene in Hasyam. So in case you don't want the spoiler, you've already got the gist of what a great movie this is. Look out for it whenever it comes to a festival near you or maybe on a streaming platform. But here I'm going to talk about the last scene and then end the review, so this is your chance to tune out. So this is the last scene of Hasyam. It's actually a last image. There's a beautiful tree. Its leaves are rustled by a gentle breeze. There is grass, the very green grass. There's a river, and at the end of the river there's sunlight. I mean, that morning sunlight which makes that river look as if it's on fire. It's nature like a beautiful painting, and it's also a reminder that this tree, this grass, this breeze, this river, this sunlight, all of this will keep going on long after we do. So that's it about Hasyam, and I think, again, you can find this tonality only in Malayalam films. I mean, a film about death and this subject that makes you laugh, that makes you absolutely at peace with yourself, because there's just so many things that are so important but in such a funny way. The full review is up on the Film Companion website. If you like this video, do subscribe to Film Companion South, and see you soon at the movies.